Hello, I'm Rosemusen and welcome to my bullet journal video. As you might have read on the thumbnail, we are going to plan out September 2020. And I do have a fresh and clean page ready, but first I think it's time to do a little flip through of last month. So for me, August was all about cute bunnies and two types of green plants. In August, I decided to try out making a daily doodle in my monthly spread. This is a great way to showcase your highlights through the month, and I am excited to continue doing this. As always, I do a lot of scribbles on my brain dump page, and when this video comes up, I will have had my first school day at a university. I am definitely still very proud of my 2 weekly pages with the plans popping up through the boxes. I think over time I've gotten a lot better at making the pages look cohesive and aesthetic, plus giving them some sort of depth. There is still 1 week left in August, but since I also have to edit this video, I thought it was time to start my September spread. But first, let's get this thing out of the way. I am going to use some blue watercolors, a golden pen, some green and yellow brush pens, and some black pigment liners. I will link them all in the description as usual. So September, the month where the amount of rain increases and the temperature starts to fall. Or at least in Denmark it does. So for this month, I felt inspired to do something with water, and for some reason water made me think of frogs and water lilies, and that's how I suddenly had my theme for this month. As always, I had a pencil sketch ready to be sure I liked the layout. I decided to do this type of frog style after doing many different sketches, since there is so many different ways to actually draw a frog. For September, I decided to do capital letters, either written in gold or with this black outline kind of text, as you see right here. I just love capital letters. They're just so easy and simple for me, and they therefore make me feel relaxed. I also do like the look of fancy text, but I just have to concentrate a lot when I do it, and it kind of takes the fun out of it for me. Talking about fancy, let's use water to create water, with some blue paints added of course. First I'm going to make this base blue layer of watercolor. I have learned by watching other YouTubers, you need to use as little water as possible to make sure your paper stays as flat as possible. I also did try to make the blue paint feel as loose as possible to make it look flowy. This is actually super cheap watercolors, but personally I don't think they look cheap. Next up, an even darker blue. And with that we can create this very beautiful and detailed water pattern. Maybe it doesn't make sense for you right now, but I promise when I add the white pattern it will look amazing. Overall, I'm just a really big fan of this water technique because it's so simple and I can kind of turn off my brain and just focus on doing this pattern. Not because I have a specific pattern I follow, it's more like I do a lot of different random blobs shifting between being big and small in size. Even though I love this method so much, I actually only discovered it very recently by being a patron to Sarah Faber. She posted a drawing with this type of water design with some more details with the blue colors, which I didn't do because I wanted to keep it simple. I will leave a link to her channel in the description. To make this pattern, all you need to do is make these darker blue random circles and then copy that exact same pattern a few millimeters above with the white color, and that will create this feeling of depth and somehow make it look like water. And now I'm just making sure the white has fully dried, and then it's time to turn the page. Next we are of course going to work with the monthly spread, but something I do a bit different than many others is that I, instead of writing down my plans on it, I do daily doodles which describe my highlights of the day, as you saw in my August flip through. To make it all look cohesive, I still kept using the black outline text saying, excuse me, Let's try again. To make it all look cohesive, I still kept using the black outline text saying September in the corner, dividing the words because it couldn't be there in one. And then I decided to only do the boxes for the days there actually are in September. But I still kept those round edges to make it all look smooth and nice. For the frogs, I decided they should do all kinds of different things through the different pages. And since my monthly spread is going to show all my highlights and hopefully my social life, I decided to do 2 sweet frogs looking cute and happy together. On the right side, I decided to do some water lilies, but with no details in the middle, because in the middle of these water lilies I am planning on writing my goals for the month, which I also really like to do, to know what to prioritize through the month, especially if things gets busy. I'm also here going to do the water pattern around the monthly box. Overall, I think this is such a nice effect and it just adds depth in itself because it gives the illusion that the pages has more layers. And as you know, I like depth. I don't think you need to use watercolors to make the water pattern. I think it will look amazing as well made with brush pens, even though it will most likely not be as smooth. Unless you have some high quality brush pens, of course. I just really wanted to try out watercolors for this month, and so far I really like it. I did notice the paper gets a funny texture where the watercolors has been used, so that is something you will have to deal with if the feeling of the pages is important for you. Dum da dum. Okay, it's time to create my brain dump page, which I am very addicted to because my brain is filled with so many lost thoughts who needs a home, so I can have peace in my brain for a minute or two through the day. As always, it's going to be super simple with only the key elements we have used on the other pages. To communicate this is a brain dump page, I decided to write the word in the middle of everything with the black outline text surrounded by the water texture. In the upper corner we have 2 water lilies chilling side by side, and in the opposite corner we have a confused frog illustrating how I feel if I doesn't let go of my thoughts. I especially found out the importance of me letting go of my thoughts after moving together with my boyfriend, because even though I can have a nice talk together with my boyfriend, if I try to reach the level I normally talk with my mom on a daily basis, my boyfriend will start to look very tired. And that's totally okay. It just means I need to find another way to make sure to free my inner thoughts, to make sure I doesn't go crazy, or at least not more crazy than I already am. Once again, making sure the white is dry, and it's time to turn the page once more. Which means it's time to design the first weekly spread in September. How exciting! Even though I technically already know how this is going to turn out, but let's just pretend I don't know for now. As usual, I had to do the line art first before I could go in and color, even though many artists do color and then draw the outline. As an artist, I have actually thought about going with a style with no line arts because I think the clean colors can look really amazing. But for some reason, I've just always loved doing a good outline first. I also think the many options makes us keep asking ourselves if what we do is good enough. I was actually having a lot of fun until I got to the process where I had to erase and my camera decided to dive into my table. It made my heart beat so fast, I was freaking out. And you can actually see I was in a bit of a shock because the first thing I did was starting to color the frog with the wrong color after this accident. Of course, this doesn't mean you can't make this mistake unless you are in shock. I mean, this could also be a totally normal mistake made if your brain isn't fully focused on what is happening. And as I thought I couldn't get more distracted, my hamster Pearl decided to wake up and take all my attention. I mean, look at this cute creature. How can you say no to that? It's not always she shows as much affection as I feel for her, but I still love her with all of my heart. But even so, it was time to get back to the paper. I really did enjoy making the frogs do things I sometimes do, like listening to music, even though this page has nothing to do with music at all. With the golden pen, I decided to add the quote, "Never let the sadness of your past and the fear of your future ruin the happiness of your present." I just thought this quote was so perfect for me living in the situation I am right now, which is that I am constantly thinking and feeling ashamed of my past, being haunted by not fitting in social in my school for 3 years, and at the same time feeling anxious for my future as a designer because I know it isn't an easy career. Plus my own very high expectations of myself, which I really have to work with as well because they are hurting me more than helping me. Okay, that's enough of my personal stuff for now. And with that I mean until I get to the next quote. No, but overall I just really like doing quotes which can act as a kind of mentor for me dealing with the things I'm struggling with, to hopefully help me improve as the human I am, because I'm a seeker of happiness. Well, it's not because I need to be happy all the time, because I've been told that it is impossible because of the human chemistry, which actually seeks to be more sad after being happy to create overall balance in the system. And now let's rinse my brush in this very blue water. Next, the only thing missing is the white details on the water pattern. Even though you are doing a lot of the same, I still found it very relaxing and the hours flew by pretty quickly. Actually, it was only when I had to edit this video I realized how much time I actually spent on making the water pattern. Sometimes I like to create in silence while listening to the sound of the world around me, and with that I mean the children playing outside, which there is basically every single day. Other times I like to listen to other YouTubers being a part of their world, which sometimes can be very different from mine, and it therefore almost feels like traveling for a short period of time. Okay, we have now done the first and most important pages for the beginning of this month, September. But I was having so much fun, I decided to keep going, but you are of course more than welcome to stop the video right here. But I will show the final flip through in the end of this video, so maybe you can check that out before you go. Okay, so even though I would love to keep chit-chatting with you guys, I am running out of time. I'm not sure, but this script for this bullet journal video was just taking a long time, and I've just started at university and I am so tired right now, and I really want to get this video out before the month is over. So even though I am keeping on the illustrations that I'm doing in my bullet journal, I will have to end the voiceover here and instead just add some nice music you can listen to while watching my creations being complete. I am once again very sorry. I would love to have more time to actually talk more to you guys, because I love talking to you and I think it's so fun to talk about all these subjects that I cannot do with my boyfriend or my family because they just don't have the same interest as me. And that is how it is, but yeah, that's just make this even more amazing to do and know that other people actually find this interesting. Maybe you're just being polite, I don't know. Anyway, it's really great to have you here, and I will do some final words when we reach to the flip through. That is, by the way, a really hard word to say. Flip through. My tongue is like going crazy. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Okay, so we have now reached the end. Are you still here? Did you actually watch it all through? If you did so, I am clapping and smiling right now. I mean, I cannot clap because I'm holding my camera with both of my hands, but if I could, I would. Anyway, here is the final pages. I am so happy with these pages. I think the water looks amazing. I am very excited to fill these pages out, and I am also very excited to make even more amazing videos for you guys. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I am very happy that you want to see my videos. If you had fun, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And if you're new, consider subscribing. And if that is so, you don't know that all my videos ends with a dance party. But it does. So It's time to have fun and dance. Of course, only if you want to.